thought I'd do a video today about Wimbledon, talking about on the court, the tennis, because sport, as well you know, I talk about a lot because it is a perfect example of seeing goal achievement, progress played out theatrically. You can't get it more clearly played out than in sport, and particularly tennis, because it's a one-on-one battle with almost limitless, there's no time limit on it, almost. And because of the nature of sport, the scoring system in tennis, it doesn't matter how far down you are, you can always come back and win the match. It's real adversarial stuff on the court, and that's both players put in the same amount of work and the same amount of effort, and they're both on the same goal achievement journey, and so on and so on. That's what I was going to talk about today. But I decided to talk about a 30-year career coming to an end at Wimbledon this year, off the court. If you're in the UK, you might know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sue Barker, who is a sports presenter here in Britain, and she's called time on her career after 30 years presenting Wimbledon. And I knew that she was a tennis player before she went into broadcasting, and I was always under the impression that British tennis players weren't much good, that when Virginia Wade won in 1977, it was a big hoo-ha because it had been a long wait, and nothing since at Wimbledon. So I always thought Sue Barker was a tennis player, a professional tennis player, but low level. And it was many years that I had been watching her present that I found out she's a Grand Slam champion. She won the French Open back in 1976. And in the past few years, they were doing a feature on the French Open. And it turned out she realised that the engraver had put her down as Sue Barker from Australia on the trophy. And Sue Barker said she didn't even know. She'd never known that. A hilarious story, and sums her up perfectly. Because she's got this real personable, affable personality, which comes across on the screen to people that she interviews and fellow pundits, because she knows what it's like to be on the court, as you know. She also knows what it's like to be a Grand Slam champion. I did a little bit more research into her story because I was interested into how she got into broadcasting, because she's been at the top of sports broadcasting in Britain for decades. Now that is no mean achievement, a massively long, successful career in a difficult profession. But that was the second career after a successful career as a professional sportsman, which is also a massively difficult career to achieve high success in. And my research showed she was born and brought up in Devon. She went to a convent school, and she was selected as one of 2 girls to receive free coaching from a coach called Arthur Roberts, who had coached a previous woman to Grand Slam victories. And Arthur Roberts saw so much potential in Sue Barker that he carried on coaching her after this free competition period had run out, only charging her £1 a week so that she could develop her talent. And she had a strong forehand. That was her big weapon. And Arthur Roberts encouraged her to focus on the forehand. And interestingly enough, when a visiting coach from the LTA, the Lawn Tennis Association, the jackets and the stuffy bigwigs, a visiting coach said, "Yeah, you need to change that forehand." Arthur Roberts said, "No, you don't," and had a massive fallout and resigned from the LTA in protest. That's the kind of goal achievement journey I was going to talk about on the court. But let's get back to Sue Barker. So she was coached from the age of 10 by this Arthur Roberts. And at the age of 16, 17, he said to her, "You need to move to the States." 17-year-old from Devon, back in she was born in 56, so she would have been, this was 1970, early 70s, to move to the States at 17. Goal achievement journey is not always easy. Big challenges, big decisions, big moves people make to achieve big goals. Did she say no? Did she bugger? She said yes and moved to California. And she won 15 WTA single titles, 12 WTA doubles titles with Virginia Wade. Reached semi-final of Wimbledon, reached the semi-finals in Australia and the US, and won the French Open at the age of 20 in 1976. Fantastic achievement. But then injury struck. Another part of the goal achievement story for professional sports people. Injury struck. She was never the same again. And she was retired by 82. I think it was her last professional match. And then she thought, I'm going to go into broadcasting. Now, it's not unusual for, even back then, it's not unusual for ex-sportsmen to go into broadcasting. But they normally go into broadcasting as pundits. So a co-commentator who doesn't really do any of the technical stuff, just answers a question about the sport. Punditry. That's what ex-sports people normally go into. But Sue Barker was at the vanguard, really, of presenting. Not just being a pundit, but presenting. And she started her presenting, reporting and commentating career in Australia, for Australian television. Again, a big move, not afraid to make big decisions and big changes. And then she got doing tennis at British Sky Broadcasting, and then she got a job at the BBC and Bob's Your Uncle, because obviously the screen loves her. The fans, tennis fans, loved her. The fellow professionals loved her. Everyone she worked with loved her. She was a gift to sports broadcasting in Britain. So she not only got the hot seat presenting Wimbledon, but she did all the other sports as well. Grand National, Sports Personality of the Year, Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics. Real top of the tree stuff. And then she did Question of Sport as well, which is a TV quiz programme here in Britain. And she did that for 25 years. And she only stopped that because they revamped the programme and she decided, yeah, it wasn't quite for her and it was time for her to leave. I think she probably got pushed out. Now, she's spoken about retiring from doing Wimbledon after 30 years this year. And she's spoken about it and she said, there's two reasons for doing it. One, she said she was thinking of retiring 5 years ago after 25 years, but decided to carry on. And she was glad she gave it another 5 years. The second reason is that she'd lost her mother, and her mother was a big supporter of her broadcasting work, and she said they spoke every day. And she said that when you lose someone that you're close to like that, it makes you reassess what you're doing in life. Naturally. And she said the broadcasting hours, it was becoming long and it felt more and more challenging. So she decided 30 years was enough. So what a great story. Sue Barker. A top flight career, let's make no bones about it, a top flight career as a tennis player, Grand Slam champion, and then a 30-year career at the top of sports broadcasting in the sports mad country of Britain here for the BBC, no less. Huge success story, and good luck to her in retirement. Who knows what she's going to do next, but good luck to her. Fair play, 2 careers very well played out there. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've ever heard of Sue Barker, what you thought of her, if you liked her, if you just took her for granted, maybe if you didn't like her. Did you know that she was a Grand Slam champion? I enjoyed that one, so I thought I would come on and talk about that today. I haven't done a live video. I can't remember the last video I did on the page. Well, apart from a reintroduction video I did earlier in the month, which was only less than a fortnight ago. I had thought I was going to do a lot more videos, but I got caught by the sports bug again, watching the tennis, Women's football is on at the moment, then the Commonwealth Games, then there's the Women's Rugby World Cup later in the year, the Men's Football World Cup later in the year. Oh, blimey. When am I going to get the videos in? I'll try my hardest. Okay, signing off for now. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below wherever you had to be seeing this video. Wishing you, as ever, health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.